What if the thing you've been most afraid of has been watching you all along? Emma thought she was just dealing with exhaustion, but what she saw that night was far beyond anything she could imagine. A figure, cold and dark, hiding in the shadows. It whispered her name, and every instinct told her to run. The room was unnervingly still, and Emma sat at her desk, staring at the screen. It had been hours, but her report was still unfinished. The air in the room felt heavy, almost suffocating, and the shadows seemed to stretch unnaturally. She tried to push the unease aside, but it only grew stronger. Suddenly, she saw it, a figure in the doorway. It stood tall and still, watching her. Emma's breath caught in her throat. She blinked, hoping it was a trick of the light, but the figure didn't move. It was real. "Who's there?" she whispered, her voice trembling. The figure didn't answer, only moved closer. Emma stood up, her heart racing. "Who are you?" she asked, but there was no response. The figure reached out its long, bony hand toward her. "Please no." Emma gasped, her throat dry. Just as the hand was about to touch her, the door slammed open, and Mark, her colleague, rushed in. Mark looked around, confused. Emma pointed toward the corner, but there was nothing. "It was right there," she said, her voice shaky. Mark stepped closer, his hand on her shoulder. "You've been working too much. You need rest. It's probably just your mind playing tricks." But Emma couldn't shake the feeling. The whispers seemed to follow her, growing louder in her mind. She kept her eyes on the door, half expecting the figure to return. As dawn broke, she heard it again, the soft whisper. "You can't escape." Emma's heart pounded. She turned quickly, but there was nothing. The room was silent, but the words lingered in her mind, echoing in her ears. Days passed, but the feeling of being watched never left. Every time Emma walked into her office, she felt the figure's presence. Lurking just out of sight, the whispers followed her, growing more insistent with each passing day. Then one evening it happened again. The temperature in the room dropped, and the whispers returned. The figure appeared in the corner, darker, more solid than before. Its eyes were black voids, empty and endless. Emma froze, unable to move, unable to speak. "Please," Emma begged, her voice barely audible. "Leave me alone." The figure's hand reached out again, its long, bony fingers stretching toward her. The air thickened, suffocating her. Emma felt trapped, unable to escape. Before the figure could reach her, everything went black.